two kinds of freaks, ladies and gentlemen. Those created by God and those made by man. The creature in this pit is a living, breathing human being that once was. But that's another story.
Did you know inside the dark corridors of every woman's soul lurks a she-freak? It's a little-known fact, but it's true. I'm Jacob Lomax, your guide to the strangest films of all time, and I'm doing a love letter to David F.Friedman's classic She-Freak. David F.Friedman was one of the most successful and influential exploitation film producers, and probably most famous for the groundbreaking gore epics with Herschel Gordon Lewis, Blood Feast, 2000 Maniacs, and Color Me Blood Red. He later produced perhaps the most shocking, vile, and hilarious exploitation film ever made, Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS, under the hilarious nom de plume Herman Traeger. Friedman's She-Freak is a rather tame remake of Todd Browning's classic shocker Freaks, and when Freaks was released, it was dubbed so tasteless and vile that it was censored, banned, and later shelved by MGM. MGM later sold it to a exploitation roadshow presentation that dubbed it Forbidden Love. A young David Friedman saw Freaks in an Alabama theater his uncle owned, and he had to watch the film from the projection booth as the local censor in Alabama banned children from seeing the film. Nearly 40 years later, he would re-envision Todd Browning's Freaks as She-Freak, and at the same time, Freaks was being revived as a midnight movie by the 60s counterculture.
Yeah, you told me about it 25 times.
Don't eat it, darling. Just give me a grilled cheese, a cup of black coffee, and a piece of pie.
She-Freak lacks the typical sex and violence of most Friedman productions. There's a bizarre overall wholesomeness to it, even though the main character is fairly vicious. And if you're looking for shocking realness or art house gothic horror that the predecessor had, you might want to come at She-Freak with a little bit more open eyes and open mind. And although Freaks is superior in many ways, She-Freak is a kind of delightful slice of carnival kitsch from the 60s, and it's a halfway between a carny documentary and a horny redneck melodrama, and I think it blends the two fairly well. Maybe you're wondering, where are all the freaking freaks in She-Freak? There are a few little persons and a few actors made up to look like deformed people, but no actual sideshow performers. So it's more of a carny exploitation film than a freak exploitation film. And the reason being, and rightfully so, in California where the film was shot, by the 60s it was illegal to exhibit deformed persons for profit. She-Freak's brilliance lies in its vivid color scheme and atmosphere, which is like an EC horror comic brought to life. Its budget was $65,000, which was quite large for an independent film at that time, so She-Freak has great production values and a kaleidoscope of colors that guide you through the story, and its brilliance also lies in its quirky, weird, carny characters, and Claire Brennan's performance is quite good as our leading lady Jane, who is the anti-hero, who is so treacherous and will stop at nothing for a better life. She works her way up from roadside greasy spoon to hash slinger on the carnival circuit, and finally she scopes out and marries a wealthy owner of the 10-in-1 aka Freak Show, even though she is wickedly prejudiced to all and any supposed freaks and is disgusted by her husband's acceptance and tolerance of the performers who he treats as equals.
They're abnormal. And they're with others just like themselves.
No, you just feel sorry for them.
No. That's one thing they don't want or need. Pity.
Even though she's married, she continues a lurid affair with the sexy Ferris wheel operator known as Blackie, and in the course of 15 minutes of the film, she marries and buries her husband and becomes the new owner of the successful Freak Show, and has no issues burning bridges as she fires veteran performer known as Shorty.
Shorty, come around back. I want to talk to you.
Shorty has been wise to all of Jane's misdeeds throughout the film, and much like the evil woman in Todd Browning's Freaks, Jane is mysteriously turned into a hideous monster by the end of the film.
So you got in here? You got no geek or nothing? Nah, the law won't allow it. We got something better in there.
I've chosen not to do a full reveal of the brilliant she-freak makeup done by Harry Thomas. It's totally grotesque and outrageous, and I really want you to see this film for itself, not just for that reveal, but just for its all-around kitschy brilliance. You can purchase She-Freak from Something Weird Video, which I've mentioned in previous videos how much I love this company. It's available in a fabulous Freak Show box set that also includes Frank Henenlotter's conjoined twin trash masterpiece basket case, the Beyond Ed Wood bad Christian exploitation Thanksgiving gore film Blood Freak, and the Italian trash known as Frankenstein's Castle of Freaks. I know, it's a lot of freaks going on. What is the best carny film in your opinion? I think it's probably Freaks, followed by She-Freaks. There's also films like Nightmare Alley, there's Jodie Foster in Carny. There's lots of really great ones out there that all have their own sort of cult followings. I just want to reiterate that She-Freaks' wholesomeness is almost like a trashy Walt Disney remake, and that's why I think it's so brilliant and beautiful. But it does pale in some ways to the original brilliance of Todd Browning's Freaks. Thank you so much. Like, love, comment, subscribe. I'm Jacob Lomax, and you have been watching Strangest Films.